All right, I am
Second pull
pushing
my
this
intro.
live to YouTube and Twitch right now. We are live on Twitch. In fact, we were never not live on Twitch. I forgot to turn it off. Great. Thankfully, we had no viewers in that intermission. We are now live on Twitch and YouTube and on Telegram. This is the Space Lounge. The Space Lounge is coming to you on our grand opening here on March 2nd, 2022. And I want to welcome everybody, whether it's morning for you, afternoon for you, or evening for you, to this AMA with Hedgepay. And we want to have a great time here. We want to ask some good questions. We want to learn all about the project that has promised that everything's going to be great with 65 smart contracts that they need to manage. And
56.
56.
65. It's 65.
65. Oh, 65.
Oh, and you're the chief technology officer? Okay, there, buddy. All right. Well, once again, thank you for joining the Space Lounge on our inaugural day. Earlier in the day, we started out with the DYOR project as an AMA, then the DBT Disco Burn Token as an AMA, and now here we are with Hedgepay. Robert and Carmen, take it away.
All right. Welcome, Space Cadets, to the Space Lounge, an AMA channel that brings you the latest and greatest projects in cryptocurrency. Projects that present here are looking to grow their token community with real investors like you. Now, we are currently streaming this AMA on Telegram, YouTube, and Twitch. Now, if you never want to miss an opportunity to meet a new project, please download the Space Lounge mobile app. If you type the word app in the main chat here, our sexy lounge hostess, Selma Hayek, will post the link for you. This is your way to see a calendar of AMAs, and through that, you can select and save the ones that you just cannot miss. This will also send out alerts to you when AMAs begin and notify you if there are any changes or cancellations. Now for the real talk. Space Lounge is not currently vetting the contracts of the presenting projects. This means we encourage every single cadet to do your own research. Now you all understand the assignment. We will interview the project and ask all the need to know questions, and then we will open it up to questions from you, the audience. Now let's start the show. Today, the Space Lounge brings to you Hedgepay. By utilizing their proprietary Hedgepay risk reduction algorithm, you can customize your own personal payroll. Simply meet the minimum Hedgepay balance to generate your individual cryptocurrency salary. It's accessible, secure, and unique, and you need to secure your financial freedom indefinitely. Here to present on behalf of the project is Mason. Welcome, Mason.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Welcome.
Yep, no problem. Welcome, Mason. And so earlier we did two other AMAs. One was with Do Your Own Research, which Tom is involved in. Then we did Disco Burn Token, which is Carmen, one of the founders here as well. And then myself, I'm the current CTO of Hedgepay. So now it's time to interview the CEO of Hedgepay to see what Hedgepay is all about. So Mason, welcome again to the Space Lounge. Glad to have you here. And we've got some people online. We've got some people in here. And I think everyone wants to hear about what Hedgepay has to offer. So can you tell us a little bit about Hedgepay?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Mason. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Hedgepay. One of the reasons I built this token was to essentially give people a peace of mind when investing in cryptocurrency. You know, a lot of times I find myself checking my phone a lot, and when I first got into crypto, especially when I started using PancakeSwap, I'd invest in certain tokens, and I'd be waiting for checking the volume on tokens, checking the price of tokens, trying to find a good entry point. And I was like, I really just want a token I can just buy and hold and have it just take care of itself for me. And I don't have to worry about what happens to it or whether the volume is high or whether the volume is low. And I think that's really helpful. One of the things we've developed is a way that even if volume is high, rewards obviously go up, but even if volume is low, rewards stay consistent. And we also built a corporation around the token. So we engage in some profit sharing mechanics as well. So 50% of our profits come in and they are distributed to holders. So especially the BUSD salary mechanics, the people that hold at least 800,000 and aren't staked, they're going to get the larger majority of the profit sharing portions of that. And then the people that are staking, trying to get to the 800,000. Right now, staking is probably a little bit more profitable. But as we get forward and we start releasing more projects and getting more profit in and doing more profit sharing mechanics, that's probably going to turn into the BUSD salary. Is my expectation. Somebody's got a mechanical keyboard, bro.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who hears that? I can't be the only one.
Sounds like Wes is typing.
As soon as you said that, Twitter popped up from Tiger Woods on my corner of my screen, and it says "whoops." When you said somebody has a mechanical keyboard, Tiger Woods popped up and said "whoops." So yes, what I love about this project, I'm really bullish on this project, guys. I really am. Is that you can pretty much invest and then just forget about it. Because you are making a salary if you hold 800,000 tokens. And then the example I gave the other day is that which we are an IDO, we are a launch pad, we do have our own exchange, and we do audits. There's so many things that we do here, so many utilities. So basically we're a utility company that just so happens to have a token. So the way that it works out, guys, is that it doesn't matter if the token is at 100,000 market cap or 10 million, you still make the same amount of money in your salary. You are making money from what the company is making off of doing IDOs and staking and everything that we have. So if we did, I figured out the other day, if we just did 7 IDOs a month and we average a 400 BNB for each one, which is pretty low, considering a lot of the folks right now launching with 1,000 BNB, but just 400 BNB. We would be putting in 56 BNB into the salary pool every month. So if you have to own 800,000 to get into that, and right now I think there's only 4 people that qualify, right?
Yeah,
that are doing the salary.
What?
Yeah, because I have mine in the staking. I qualify.
Hold
but I
on.
put mine in the staking because I want more tokens.
Yeah, so you do 56 BNB divided by 4 people right now, and that's what you end up with for this month's salary. And as the more people come in and buy more, of course, the bigger we're going to be and the more we're going to do. Now, that's only based on 7 IDOs right now. So even if there were 10 people in there, you would end up with 5.6 BNB. And it's paid in BNB or BUSD every month. You just get your salary. So, and of course, the more percentage that you hold, it doesn't have to just be 800,000, the more money you'll make.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
It's a beautiful thing. And it's not
cool
just off the IDO, it's off of everything that the company brings in.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of really good ideas are left on the table because people get greedy, and and I really like the idea of being more of a profit sharing thing because you're rewarding the holders, rewarding the people that are willing to invest in you and believe in your dream and believe in the passion that you have for this project, And I'm all about the community aspect of that. I really like it. I think it's the right thing to do because you can only be successful if your community believes in you and your community is supporting you. If you can't bring a community along with you, you're not going to have anything. I mean, everybody's token relies on their community. And some people forget that as they're like starting to get bigger or they get a lot of attention, they forget that their community is their lifeblood and they would have nothing without them. It's very important. And I think that's like our one way of like giving back. And another moneymaker thing is that once we launch our decentralized exchange, I mean, that's going to bring in a lot of volume because we'll be using an arbitrage system and using ways to make sure that when you want to buy and purchase a token, that you're getting one of the lowest prices. And then like we have like a small fee on top of that. And all the money that we make from that, 50% of the profit associated with that, once we cover overhead and things like that, will go to the holders there too. And the 56 BNB that I think you calculated too is because 80% of the rewards associated from all the income that we bring in goes to the BSD salary mechanics, and then 20% goes to the buyback staking protocol. So that also improves the staking as well. And so I'm really excited about the decentralized exchange, especially once we start using, margins and futures and collateral and lending protocols, which is something that we're kind of having a quick chat today about right before I stepped into work was to say, hey, maybe this is something that we should focus on. This has like a lot of potential because there are a lot of IDOs. And even though we're getting a lot of clients that are very interested in using our platform and a lot of people that we are finalizing the details with, it's also good to have your finger in as many pots as possible to keep bringing in income for the company and income for the holders.
I love it.
Now I've
So
taken a look at like your list of, I have a question, sorry. I've taken a look
Go
at
ahead.
like your list of services from a project perspective. And, this is a place where projects are born. And so there's an abundance of projects that are looking for services from IDOs. And because there's so many options, I have found that you are completely reasonable with what you're asking for. You're adding value to it by, adding AMA opportunities, marketing opportunities for them. You have all faucets open. But one of the biggest risks that IDOs have is taking on a client that is not authentic, that is malicious, that's just
Very
trying
true.
to use you. So in order to protect your investors, your brand, and your entire project, it does require such a very strict vetting process. So what does that look like for you? Who is doing the vetting? What are their backgrounds, and how are you making sure that Hedgepay is only bringing on good quality projects to launch?
Well, we have our lead dev and our wonderful CTO, who's right next to me, who are all involved in that vetting process. We want to make sure that any project that we bring on board is not going to be something that is clearly a scam. And you're always gonna, yeah, that's right. Oh wait, everything's backwards. The everything that's like that we vet, we don't have control over what people do with their projects, but we talk with the people. They have to dox with us. They have to, we have to know who they are. And that's one of the things that, we warn them is say, hey, if you exit scam in any way, legal action can be taken against you, and this information will be published online. And so we take as many steps as that we possibly can, especially in this initial stage. We're very rigorous in this initial stage because we're still building a reputation in the community, and we're still working with launching, these other tokens that are looking for help and, selling out their really interesting projects, So yeah, that is a very important process. And you bring up an excellent point, because that can you imagine what that would do to even our reputation if we launch a token that exit scams? So we have to do our due diligence, and it's our responsibility to do our due diligence for people. And we can let our community know, hey, we aren't in control of what these people choose to do with these tokens, or these projects, but we did vet them. It looks good, and from the research that we've done, we approved them for our platform. We're not decentralizing it to the point that anybody can jump on, and automating it to the point that anybody can just open up an IDO on our platform, especially in these initial stages when reputation is so important. So I'm doing everything I can. Robert's a big part of it, and Dev is pouring through these contracts and making sure that these are legitimate projects, and that we have talking relationships with these people where we get on calls with them, we see their faces, we see their IDs, their legitimate government IDs, and say, hey, if you exit scam, this stuff is going to be published, and there is a risk of legal action being taken against you. So yeah, that's a great question, Carmen. Thank you for asking. That is really important.
I got lots of good questions, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
I have another one because
Yeah.
when I have found that like IDOs, they provide such a robust amount of services that sometimes when projects do come on board, they get a little lazy and they think that you guys are going to do it for them.
Yeah.
And it's not your job to do the marketing, to do the engagement of the community, to tell their story. You're a service platform that's giving them the resources of the power of the blockchain and the networking connections that you have to help them be successful. But, that can be so troubling for an IDO when somebody comes in and says, okay, I want to do a 400 BNB hard cap. But you go into their chat, they don't have any AMAs, they don't have any VCs, they're not really posting in their chat, they're not taking accountability and ownership. So what kind of advice do you give projects, in terms of what your expectations are of them before you onboard them?
It really depends. It's like a case-by-case basis on what the project is, what they're going at, what it looks like, how busy they are. We do have a connection. We have a group of over 200 influencers that they can that we can put them in contact with, and that they can utilize and help grow their platform and help make sure that the IDO is successful. But again, you're right. They do. We've rejected clients before because they expected us to do all the work, or they didn't look like that they were, interested in really. They just wanted to show up, say, here's my idea, make it work. And then well, if the contract doesn't work, or if you don't have anything to show for it, I can't do this for you. I'm not going to be, we're not going to be your developers. We're not going to be your entire marketing plan. We're here offering a platform and offering connections for you to be successful. But if you're not going to put in the effort, or you're going to take days to respond to us, it really shows that you're not serious about your project. You're not serious about moving forward and doing what it takes to raise that amount of money. Even raising 400, BNB, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. I mean, when we raised 400 BNB in like 14 minutes, but that was like weeks of work. It was weeks of our work. I barely saw my kids, when because I'm balancing that and my other business that I'm running, because that helped pay for a lot of the things and helped use a lot of my own personal money for that, and I barely spent time with any of them. And that's hard for me because like my kids are everything. I love spending time with them, and my wife. My wife is great. And my best friend. So it's like, I love spending time with my family, and I had to really sacrifice in order to be part of that. And I was answering DMs. I was answering, people that were just had regular, what, did I miss something?
No, he's laughing because he knows his wife is there.
Yeah, that's a nice save.
Yeah. He's laughing because he knows your wife can hear right now.
Oh, no, she's downstairs. She's like,
oh, okay.
I talk. So
what
if you talk to me too much, I won't. There's never a moment where I don't bring it up take a chance to bring up my wife, because she's just been the coolest person
That's better.
in the world. I haven't actually. I do. My friends actually get annoyed with me because I can't stop talking about her. But yeah, no, she's downstairs. I'm up in the office where there's nothing. It's just me and this desk. But no, I mean, seriously, you're right. A lot of times they can get lazy if they're not going to be serious about it. If they're not willing to make the commitment, if they're taking 2 days to get back to me, I ask them, and I do it nicely because I try to be as nice as possible. I try to communicate with kindness. That's how I want to run things. I say, hey, I'm checking in with you. I just want to make sure that you're serious about this. Are you serious about moving forward? What's going on? Why is it taking you a while to respond to me? And unless they have like a really, good excuse, like, oh, hey, this was happening, or this was happening, or there wasn't if there's no purpose for them taking that long, they're just being slow or lazy about it. I'm not going to take the risk on launching them on my platform, because they're not good.
Yeah, and I've been involved in IDOs in the past, as everybody knows, and you are right, Carmen. They expect you. The first question that they ask you is, "Hey, dog, are they at my house?" The first question that they ask is, "How much do you think your community can raise for my IDO?"
Yeah.
No. It's and I let them know it's not about our community. It's about your marketing. And are you going to do AMA? So there's a lot of questions that we have to ask. What is your marketing budget between now and pre-sale? Have you done any AMAs? How many AMAs are you going to do before you launch? Have you done any whitelist pre-sales already?
Mm-hmm.
And if that answer, when you hear someone say, "Oh yeah, we've done 3 rounds already," and they say we've raised 300 BNB. And then you ask how many people they have in Telegram, and they have 3,000 people. They're not going to get any more money out of that community unless they grow it between then and the date that they launch. So there's a lot of questions that are involved. You have to know what their marketing is. They need to listen to us because we've seen it before. And also you have to put a project in place, because a lot of projects will come to you. And the first question that I ask is, hey, what are you looking to raise? And every project, of course, the owners of these projects, they think they have the best project in the world. So we would love to raise 2,000 BNB. Yeah, I'm sure the hell you would. Everybody would love that. That's right. But I will tell you that right now you have 2,000 people in your Telegram. And in a bear market, you're going to be able to get a half of a BNB from everyone that's active on there. So if you have 2,000 members and there's only 300 people on there, at an average that are active, you're going to get 150 B&B out of that group. And that's about it. So we need you to do AMAs. We need you to do some marketing. We need you to do some any type of marketing, and go from there. But do not count on my community to buy in. Now, we're going to give you an AMA, but if you impress us, okay, they're going to buy in. But if you're lazy and you say, no, I'm not getting on camera, I don't get on, the hell you won't. You're going to get on camera, or you're not going to build anybody's
confidence.
Look, no confidence, no nothing. And, you know, the AMAs, luckily, that we do here, 90% of them have been on camera, and they love to talk, and they love to be on camera. And so Mason loves to see himself and hear himself talk like I do. So the people that we talk to are highly vetted. I don't know if we've inked it yet because I've been busy today, but we are working on a project that's looking to raise $48 million. They've already raised $8 million, and they are partnered with Microsoft and Oracle and all kinds of these big corporations. It's an AI company that does self-driving cars and all kinds of I mean, they're big time. They have an 8,000 square foot warehouse with just Ethereum miners in it. The entire warehouse is loaded with miners, 24 hours a day. So I don't know if we've inked that or not, but right now we've got several in the funnel. We are launching, as you know, Speakeasy. We are launching Speakeasy soon. They're waiting for the market to start picking back up again, which, hey,
it looks pretty good.
If everyone looks over here on this side of the screen, you will see that B&B is at $410.15. Right there. Right there.
Those prices are live.
Yes, we have to have that up there as investors, and soon we will have Hedgepay's token up there in the price. DBT is up there, and DYOR is up there. So we're eventually going to add our token up there as well. So not so everyone can see, so I can see when I'm giving an AMA if something happens and I'm like, what the hell just happened to me? Who the hell dumped on us? You know, you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, that'll be up there. I know that's
call the hitman
over there. You're constantly staring at it. So
okay, I have another question.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
So it's a twofer. So I take a look at your roadmap, and it's not based on like calendar quarters. It's based on the kind of like roadmap in terms of what you want to accomplish in the project. So where are you at in that? And number two, I see a fiat bridge and card processing.
Yes.
I'm always interested to talk to CEOs and developers about that, because that's the gateway to mass adoption. And there's so many people at the tipping point of that, promising that they're going to get this. And this is our way, you know, as just people that are passionate about crypto, to be able to talk to a friend, a coworker, somebody who's been listening to our jargon of crypto and all our stories and stresses, and finally get them in without having to teach them how to set up everything. So can you tell me about where you're at and what that's going to look like coming out?
And I'll say something real quick first. Do you see our logo in the middle of the screen? The infinity sign. You'll see two lines in the middle of that. That is actually a bridge. Okay? Because that is our goal. I'll let you explain the goal.
Tom. Put it over him, and we'll call him the troll under the bridge. Ask him his question. I love you, Robert. I'm winking.
I'm giving you something, but nobody can see it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very good. Very good.
You're number one. You're number one.
I'm number one.
Yes, Carver. That's a great question and a great point. That mass adoption thing you're mentioning is literally one of the biggest things. It's actually one of our core tenets, is accessibility, and that's one of the things that I've been working really hard on, really fine tuning. We're building an app currently to help with that. We're going to get a card processor so people will be able to use their credit card and purchase Hedgepay directly and immediately start earning rewards on it. And that is a huge thing because I'll go to work and I'll talk to people. I work with an anesthesiologist specifically, and I had to sit there and teach him how to invest in the token. And there's all these waiting periods because he had to open up a crypto.com account, and then he tried to buy like 10 grand, and then his bank was like, oh no, we don't let you invest in crypto with our banking. And so he has to use a different bank and all these other things. It's all these barriers to entry. And then once you do that, he has to learn how to open up a wallet. He has to learn how to copy down his seed phrase. He has to do all these different things and then get on to hedgepay.org and then buy it. You know what I mean? And he's a very patient person, you know, and he was getting impatient, you know what I mean? Because there's just so much to it. And he really believes in this. He really likes what we've done. He really likes what he saw, and he really wants to invest early. And so, you know, and I'm sitting there walking him through the steps, and there's still a waiting period because he has to use his bank in order to get the money onto crypto.com to switch it. Because, you know, there's huge fees with Trust Wallet if you want to buy straight from Trust Wallet onto it. And I was trying to help him avoid that because I'd rather he put that in Hedgepay and get more Hedgepay out of it. So, you know, that is such a big deal. And, you know, I've had other people that I work with, you know, surgeons that are like, hey, I want to get in on your token, but I've never used PancakeSwap and I don't have Trust Wallet. I don't know anything about that. That is a huge barrier to entry, especially for somebody like a surgeon who's the expert of their field and they don't like feeling dumb. You know, nobody wants to feel dumb when they're investing in something. It makes
people are scared to ask.
Yeah. And they hate to sit there through like all these multiple steps in order to invest in something. It makes them anxious, it makes them nervous, and it doesn't feel good for them, you know? So we really want to bring that down to a level where we want to have like a specific mode on it where, you know, when the app comes up, it asks you if you understand this, how well you understand it, or at least maybe not say the words understand it, maybe something to the effect of, have you invested in crypto before using PancakeSwap? And if they say no, we take it through them step by step, and all they have to do is enter their information and confirm it, and then they immediately invest. And that, I think, will really open us up to accessibility, and especially it'll open us up for, you know, big holders that don't know what like cheating on a chart is. You know what I mean? They don't know what like dumping on a chart. These are the kind of people that buy and hold and just don't let go. And I think once we start to get to that adoption level, which hopefully will be in the next couple months here, is my goal. Once we get to that level of adoption, I think you're going to see a huge change in our floor that we developed in our market cap. And also you'll see a large number of like increasing rewards and, you know, more being done for people. And I think that'll really expand our community some too, you know, and I think adoption is the major thing. It's such a small amount of adoption. So many people that have to learn to understand this stuff. It's like, you know, that barrier to entry is just too high for so many people. You know, when I first had to do PancakeSwap, I was like, wait, what the hell is all this? Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I had been watching crypto since like, you know, Bitcoin was $7, you know? And so that was still, you know, new to me. I mean, I almost invested $5 grand into Ethereum when it was $5. But, you know, I went to grad school instead, which is a whole nother story. But, you know,
Oops.
that would have been probably more profitable, honestly, to just put it in Ethereum instead of paying for grad school.
Pretty much. You could have been Dr. Crypto and just self-proclaimed yourself, you know, Dr. Crypto.
That's right.
When you make over $1 million in crypto, you're an automatic doctor. You're an automatic doctor.
Honorary doctor in crypto.
Mason, I feel your pain. I have 2 degrees and I have a master's, and I look back and I'm like, I walked into crypto and I said, I could have done none of that and and still ended up here doing something that I'm wildly passionate about. But I can tell you this, like when I take a look at tokens and projects like yours that are just so tech savvy, it blows my mind because it means that you have to have been in this space for a while to be able to understand the power of the blockchain and where you wanted to be. Why did you choose Binance Smart Chain as the chain that you were going to launch your project on if you were here for so long?
Well, you know, one of the reasons we chose Binance Smart Chain is like when we first started developing this project, it was very, it was in a different space than it is when we launched it, right? And so when we first started developing it, it was almost a year ago now, and it was, it was a lot different then. And one of the reasons we still wanted to launch on it, despite the changes that had happened in the community of like Binance Smart Chain, was because we wanted to contribute like a positive impact and have a legitimate project on this chain, And I think it's a great chain to start on. It's a great chain for legitimate projects, but the problem is it's so convoluted with so many negative. I don't want to say maybe it's got a lot of scams on it, and that's the problem, And we wanted to be somebody that say that again. Sorry,
I said we're in the hood of crypto.
Yeah,
if you're
lock your door.
If you're in the UK, it's straight out the bando.
Oh, is that what it is at the UK?
It's called the bando. Yeah,
didn't know that. But yeah,
council housing.
Yeah,
we have a UK rapper making us a song right now for our lounge, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
And he uses bando. Straight out the bando. Jump into Lambo.
Well, that's why he uses it right there. He just wants to rhyme it with Lambo.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, you're right. It is. It's but it has a lot of potential, and I think that there can be good, legitimate projects in this space. We had good connections in this space, and it was a good launching point for us. It's not going to be the only destination that we have. We're talking a lot about where we're going to go next as we branch out, and especially once we get our DEX up and running, we want to start getting that on other blockchains that don't necessarily have established DEXs yet, because I feel like that can make a huge difference in and of itself. Just being one of the first, to have a DEX on maybe a more exotic blockchain. But yeah, I want to contribute to this space in a legitimate way, and maybe not be too idealistic about it. It's not like I think I can change Binance Smart Chain by myself, but I do think that, if you have enough projects that are trying to contribute in a positive manner, that it can definitely at least give people a second glance at it, because a lot of people do use it. And there's a lot of people on there that are worth, just because they're on Binance Smart Chain or investing in Binance Smart Chain doesn't mean that they, are necessarily bad people. They want to see legitimate projects too. There's still a need for it, and I think we're trying to fill some of that need.
So
I agree
one
with
of the
you.
comments I made before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say, it is BSC, and I had one of the greatest days ever the other day. I made $19,000 in trading.
That's awesome. Damn.
That was pretty good.
Are you my financial advisor yet, Robert?
Guys, it's been a long time since I've done that, but yeah,
especially in this market, since it's been Christmas feels so long ago, and that's when we really felt the downturn, right?
Yeah.
But without naming names, I can, Disco's here with me. He's my CEO for my project, and one of the big, you're going to have an exchange, right? And you're going to want to partner with tokens to get their exposure on that, to build volume and all that kind of good stuff. Without naming names, there's tons of exchanges out there that really take advantage of projects. And for the investors, they think this is the move. The moment we get here, this means that we open the door to gains and exposure, and now we're real and people are going to find us. And there's tons of exchanges that don't do that. They don't do that, and they take a significant amount of a project's money, and it becomes one of the barriers and the road and kind of like a speed bump in the progression, because they may not give you the return. And in this space in BSC, we're finding that things that used to work for one token will not work at all for anybody else. It's a fluke. The moment it works, it stops working. So, what are your plans to help make sure that you're still, supporting projects?
Because that's what they do. Yeah, it's moonshine. It's really moonshine. Yeah. Yes. He can't. Woo! You- and cheated. Swappa. Oh.
Nice. Very nice. That's Kevin O'Hara. Sorry, Kevin. Damn it. No, 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 no. I need to buy first. Please don't. I know. Right. I think it's called foster parent. And it says welcome from Colombia. Cryptop is telling us welcome from Colombia. Oh, sorry. I crossed the streams with an OnlyFans account. Sorry. All right, I do have one social media question. Is what's the next major, actual defined next major milestone that will, obviously people are asking questions, what will affect the price next? What's your next major product release? Not outsourced like Boeing's aircraft programming. Oops. Right. I'll let you know if they ask a follow-up question. Yeah, Robert, apparently you didn't buy enough. Yeah, it got a 030. Yeah, so you're short by about the third of a BNB. Sorry, buddy. And then it cheated. Yeah, that's a good point. It has. It has. Let's not get crazy now. Right. Yeah, you couldn't pull it off, so I had to buy. He's just no. In the Super Bowl. It's zero gravity. Ah. Hey, Rob, you're spilling your wine. Yeah, it was fabulous. It was. Callie. Jeets. I have I have the power. No. Now you're in Chernobyl. Time for a G. Guarantee. If you say so. If you say so, Rob. I just bought my first Hedgepay, pushed it over the 8. I have no. I can't. Not gonna do that while on the air here. I'll stay. I would have done something else. Will do. Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming over. Robert shared his screen, and it blew out my screen capture here. So everyone, listen to this song. It ain't over for me. It ain't over for me. Somebody's going to buy the dip here. We're here in the Space Lounge, ladies and gentlemen. Buy the dip. Thank you so much for coming today to see Hedgepay and Mason present their project to us. We're so glad that you all came and got to see me dance like Ellen at the end. We're going to have a lot coming up for you in the next couple of weeks here, the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. We're going to have more projects. We're going to have Hedgepay back talking to when they're reaching the goal that Robert said that they're going to get to in the next few days or months. But I want to thank everyone for our opening day. I want to thank the team from DYOR. I want to thank the team from DBT. And I want to thank everybody from Hedgepay and the community that tuned in here on Telegram, on YouTube, and on Twitch. And we want to make sure that everyone sends the links out for these and shares them far and wide so everyone can learn about all the projects we had here today, especially in this one for Hedgepay. Make it known, everybody, and make that price go up. And they were playing Buy the Dip in the back by Iconic, but there's going to be no more dips. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. For YouTube and Twitch, we're going to turn you off. Here on Telegram, we will BS for a little while and have a little bit more fun in the Space Lounge. So thank you very much.